Hi, my name is Christian Villanillo from BCS 11. And this is my advocacy. ASD means Autism Spectrum Disorder. And to have a basic understanding of what ASD is, I had to look for a professional. And guess who's a professional? It's one of my siblings. Can I call you Rose? Cause you're sweet like a flower in bloom. This is Ate Kizo. She's an occupational therapist who helps children with autism spectrum disorder. So, let's go ask her. Ate Kizel.
Bakit?
Interview nga.
Ha? Bakit?
Gusto ko lang. Good evening and thank you for joining us today.
Good evening.
So the person we have today is Kazel Lanillo. She is a licensed occupational therapist from Walkie Talkie Therapist Center. And thank you for taking the time out for this interview.
Yes, thank you also for having me.
We're here to discuss about your experiences and thoughts in working as a therapist with patients with autism. So to get started, Ate Kazel, can you share us your journey toward becoming a therapist for individuals with autism spectrum disorder, and how long have you been working with them, and what inspired you to pursue this field?
I've been working with kids on the spectrum for about 3 years now, and I first got exposed to children with ASD during my internship in college, and dun ako na-amaze talaga by how unique and talented they are, and that experience made me want to help them reach their full potential. And my biggest inspiration is actually my sister. She has an intellectual disability, and she used to go to therapy when she was younger, and seeing how therapy helped her become more independent, doon ako na-inspire talaga to take this path. And that's when I also realized that I wanted to help other kids like her and support persons with disabilities to live meaningful and independent lives.
So, to gain a better understanding of what autism is, can you explain what autism spectrum disorder is, and what does this term spectrum mean when we talk about ASD?
Okay, thank you so much for asking that question, kasi ang dami pa talagang hindi educated pagdating sa autism, and madami ring misconceptions about it. So when we say autism spectrum disorder, the word spectrum means that autism looks different for every person. So they have a wide range of abilities, behaviors, and challenges. So pwede niyong isipin na para siyang colors sa rainbow. So may red, may orange, may yellow. So all are different, but they're still part of one spectrum. And it's the same with autism. So every individual, meron silang sariling strengths, difficulties, and ways of experiencing the world. For example na lang, may isang child, kunwari na na may strong memory skills, or they love patterns or numbers. Kung napanood nyo na yung The Good Doctor, na si Dr. Sean Murphy, so yun, meron siyang autism. So, and also yung isang Korean drama na Extraordinary Attorney Woo. So, attorney siya, di ba? So, attorney, doctor, so they have their own strengths. And isa pang example yung they may be creative, or they love music, but they struggle to communicate. So the word spectrum, it simply means that there's no single kind of autism, pero each person is unique, and that's why therapy is always individualized to their needs.
Also, is there an indicator or early sign that a child may be on the spectrum? And you also mentioned that there are some misconceptions about people with ASD that you encountered. So, can you tell us what these misconceptions are?
Okay, one common misconception is that people with autism don't feel emotions now or they don't want to socialize. But that's not true. May mga kids din talaga na nabubuli sa school kasi hindi sila makapag-communicate ng maayos. But they do feel emotions deeply and they just express them differently. And another myth is that autism can be cured. So, ang dami kong clients, parents ng kids ko na may autism na nagtatanong kung gagaling ba yung anak nila. Pero it's not something to be cured, but something to be understood and supported. And with the right guidance, kids with autism can really thrive. And for some early signs, it can include delayed speech, limited eye contact, repetitive behaviors like hand flapping, or difficulty with social interaction. May ibang kids naman na merong intense interest in specific things or meron silang preferred routines na very rigid sila na dapat masusunod yung routine na to. But it is very important to remember na every child is different and kailangan talaga ng evaluation from a professional para mas makita kung sign ba talaga yan ng autism.
So, as a therapist, could you describe your role for the patients with autism? Like, ano bang types of therapy or approaches do you usually use? And can you also share a meaningful experience that shows how therapy can make a difference for a child with autism?
Okay, as an OT, so I help kids with autism become more independent, whether it's through self-care, play, school activities, or managing their sensory and behavioral challenges. And for my approaches, I use a lot of play-based and sensory integration approaches kasi mas natututo yung mga kids kapag nag-e-enjoy sila. And therapy helps them build everyday skills like focusing, socializing, and doing tasks on their own. And one of my favorite moments, may mga kids akong matagal ko nang na-handle na nung una hindi talaga sila nakakaupo ng matagal or hindi sila nagpa-follow ng instructions or or grabe sila ma-frustrate, mag-tantrum, and later on, they learn to focus, take turns, or mas nakikipag-play na sila with other kids, so nag-improve din yung socialization nila. So those little progress moments, yun yung it means everything to me.
So, for sure, may mga obstacles that you face in your profession. So, coming with this, from your perspective, ano ba ang mga common and biggest challenges that you and the patients experience also together with their family, and how do you overcome it?
Okay, just like what I've said earlier, each child is different, so there's no one size fits all approach. And yun yung isa sa mga biggest challenges. And it takes a lot of patience, creativity, teamwork, lalong-lalo na with the parents. And families also face challenges. And some may feel judged or misunderstood by people who don't know much about autism. May mga parents ako na nag-share na sobrang nahihiya sila pag grabe mag-tantrum yung kids sa mall or any public places. And kids, on the other hand, they often struggle to adjust to environments that aren't autism-friendly. Kaya sobrang importante ng awareness and acceptance. And for me, teamwork with parents is the key. And I always remind myself to celebrate small wins kasi every bit of progress counts.
So with your given experience and wisdom from working as a occupational therapist, what advice would you give to the parents or guardians? And how can society help, and any advice po ba to students who wish to understand and support their peers with autism? And anong ways po can we contribute to spreading awareness and promoting acceptance of people with ASD?
Okay, for parents, my advice is to be patient with your child and yourself. Focus on their strengths and wag niyo po i-compare yung progress ng anak niyo sa iba. And please work closely with your therapist because it's always a team effort. And as a community, we can always support individuals with ASD by being more understanding and inclusive. Just even simple acts like being patient or not judging can make a big difference. And sa mga students naman, my message is be kind and don't treat them differently. Just try to be understanding and be a friend. You can also help spread awareness by learning more about autism, joining events, or simply talking about acceptance.
Ayun. Thank you again po for taking your time out to have an interview with us. And that concludes our interview with Ate Kizel today. And goodbye. Ayun.
Thank you so much. I hope you learned a lot.
Ayun, wave to the camera. Wave to camera. Camera. Ayun. Yan. Okay na. Whoa, that really shows how much there is to uncover about what autism really is. Just like any other person, the effects of autism is unique to each individual. Ate Kizo also mentioned that there are people with strong autism, like I think it's called Savant syndrome. And the guy from The Good Doctor and the girl from the gay K drama that Ate Kizo mentioned, and they all have this excellent ability to have photographic memory, calculation, or music. But the thing is, they can struggle to convey these thoughts of theirs or just express them differently. And oh my gosh, the misconception of parents thinking that autism can be cured is so heartbreaking. Like, I know some parents are desperate to, fix their children in their own perspective, but some things just can't be, but that doesn't mean it's over. No, no, no. I think it's just you have to understand and accept who they are. It's what makes them them, you know? Okay, now that we've covered the professional side of what ASD is, let's take a look of what the real world experience is. What's it like for a parent raising their child with autism? Let's go find out.
Welcome, everyone. We are very grateful to host a very special guest today. To our honored guest, we would like to personally thank you for joining us and for your courage in sharing your personal journey with our audience. We truly appreciate you making time for this important conversation. To introduce ourselves, I am Gabriel Daigdigan together with my group mates.
My name is Francesca po.
And my name is Ethan.
To start, could you kindly introduce yourself and if you're comfortable sharing, what specific diagnosis does your child have?
Hi, sure. My name is Jeff, and my wife's name is Vanessa. We got married around 2019, and later that same year, around October, we welcome our baby boy Tommy. He was diagnosed with ASD level 1, so that's autism spectrum. What's that again? I'm not sure, but I forgot the but it's ASD level 1. And later that year, I guess the second appointment with the doctor, he got confirmed with ADHD as well when he was diagnosed around 3 years old. So right now he's having speech therapy, one-on-one occupational therapy, and dyad occupational therapy. So dyad means the therapy consists of two clients, preferably most of the same age. So it promotes socialization with other kids or people. So yeah, that's I guess that's our intro.
Thank you very much for sharing that po. To give us context, can you tell us the moment you first suspected or received the diagnosis for your child and what emotions did you experience po?
You
Yeah, I first noticed something when Tommy was around 5 months old. Many people told me not to worry because he was still too young. But deep down, I felt that something was different. It was hard to explain, and some of the older people in our family didn't take it seriously. So, most of you know, during our parents' time or grandparents' time, it was still a taboo to be diagnosed in the spectrum. So that's why
Yeah, to add on that, basically, what we call it today is boomer mindset. For us millennials, that's what we call it. It's a boomer mindset that
so yeah.
that
Then when we enrolled Tommy in pre-nursery, a teacher told us to have him checked. When we finally got the diagnosis, I actually felt relieved. It gave me answers and helped me understand what was happening. It is also meant we could start therapy and help him right away. I think the fear came later, about a year after, because after each therapy, the therapist gives feedbacks. So that's the time when everything sinks in that it's going to be a long and hard path that we're going to take through. And of course, it's never going to be normal for Tommy, but what we can only do is prepare him when he's older.
Mhm. So I guess on just to add on that, it's not the same journey with other parents that has the same diagnosis with their kids. Some other parents have or reject the idea of having their kids on the spectrum. Some other because it really depends on the environment that you're with. I guess yeah. Let's move on to the second question.
Despite the fears, that must be such a relief po now that there are ways for you to understand your child better. Given that background, what is one significant daily challenge you face when managing routines,
Um, are working, me and my wife. The good thing is we're both of us are work from home, so and we're on graveyard or night shift. Um, we have time to spend on the morning with Tommy, our kid. But to give you a background, we don't really have a strict routine on our end because with ASD kids or with the kid on a spectrum, having a structure around the house will help a lot. But yeah, but for us, we don't have really a strict routine. We try to communicate using words with Tommy to for him to best understand things. The most difficult part before was going out in public. He didn't have much control over his actions, so he's very impulsive. He couldn't express himself clearly. Given that fact, he's mostly on the touchy side, or like he would push or pull other kids without prior notice because he doesn't know how to communicate properly before. He would also run around and touch everything he saw when we go to the mall, something like that. Then yeah, that's the struggle. But now good thing since he is 6 years old, he improved a lot. I mean, you would not recognize that he has been diagnosed with ASD or ADHD. You would think that he's just a normal kid right now if you saw him.
So yun nga po sir, so I guess I could sympathize po with your situation kasi I have cousins din po who expected to have the same diagnosis po pero hindi pa po sila napapacheck pero yung may mga belt
How
needs
old?
po. Um, around 8 po. Ganun pong age. So, around the same age as
Nako,
Tommy.
medyo
Yun nga po.
medyo late yan. Nako.
Opo. Yung
Um,
sa treatment po
Usually
pwede
kasi
po
ang
yung
Mm.
sinasabi kasi ng doctors, ang maturity age ng kids are 7 years old. So yun yung magde-determine ng personality and ng skills nila
yes
in
po.
at the age of 7. Kaya ina-advise ng mga DepEd na early intervention is key kasi mas madali mo mako-correct or
Opo.
Yeah.
Yun po.
So yun yung
Sa
goal namin kay Tommy.
Opo.
Yun yung goal namin kay Tommy, kaya namin siya in early intervention. At good thing na rin na maga na-detect ng wife ko yun, is ang belief namin, based rin sa nakakausap namin may mga parents na may mga spectrum rin na kids.
Yes po.
Around 7, 8 daw nagkakaroon ng maturity level na yung bata to the point na pwede mo nang bawasan yung therapy na meron sila, or you can still continue with the therapy and stuff, but um they could blend. I guess that age they could blend well with other kids, or they can go to normal school instead of going to special sped school or
Kaya
any
na po nilang i-diagnose
expensive school.
on their own. Opo.
Yeah, yung sarili nila, correct. That they can do most of the stuff independently compared to before. So
Opo.
yeah.
So, ayun nga po. Moving on to the next question po. You've mentioned yung struggles nyo po, yung daily challenges nyo with Tommy, and you've also mentioned na din po yung mga ibang sagot na that would align with this question, but I would still like to ask po, what do you believe is part um of having autism in his experience po? Because you are his parents and I believe that you know him best po. And how do you provide them the support to help navigate his challenges?
I think the hardest part is understanding emotions. So with kids in the spectrum kasi they are very literal. Parang
Straight to the point, literally.
they are very literal. They don't detect emotions easily. That's why they have therapies na in social. And that's one of the things that the doctors are checking every visit if they have emotional capacity to understand other people. So with him kasi he often thinks na it's always playtime, it's not serious. So even if you get mad or you want to be firm, hindi siya yung basta-basta na makikinig sa'yo. Parang tatawanan ka lang niya kahit seryoso ka na.
Opo.
So yun yung pinaka-struggle. Kasi how would you teach someone na hindi advantage ang emotional, walang empathy pa masyado. So right now ang ginagawa namin, syempre kailangan habahan ng patience, and before we before we start an activity, go outside or interact with other people, we try to talk to him,
Yes.
set his expectations.
Yeah,
um
mindset. Mindset na namin siya prior to that activity that is going to attend or what. Set expectations.
set expectations.
Opo.
If ever na nasa harap na namin ibang tao, madali namin siya na-nudge na, oh, that's not the right thing to do, ganun. Kasi kailangan talaga very specific sa kanya before, during, and after. So, yun, hindi mo siya pwede basta-basta pakawalan mag-isa. Kailangan may guidance pa rin kasi minsan nagsislip na nakakalimutan niya yung mga bagay-bagay since bata pa siya, and work around niya pa yung yung attitude niya, behavior niya.
So you've mentioned po yung mga challenges and difficulties po on both sides na from you, parents, and from Tommy po. And I would like to ask that despite the challenges that you face, beyond the diagnosis, ano po yung mga unique strengths and perspective, tsaka yung joy po na your child brings to your life?
Tommy is a sweet and thoughtful boy kasi, of course, if he's here, he lights up every room he enters. Pagkasama namin siya, parang all our worries fade away. He finds joy in simple things like bubbles, music, or watching the rain. Everything, kahit yung mga simple things na we as an adult neglect, parang napapansin niya. So, nahahawa kami sa kanya. Yun, tas he reminds us to slow down and enjoy the moment. Kasi as adults, we, parang fast-paced na kami lagi eh. So parang he's there to remind us to just sit and chill and enjoy the moment with him. So yun yung pinaka number one na contribute na niya sa amin as an adult. Yun, nakakontribute niya sa amin.
Sa akin kasi, para sa akin, it's not different with normal parents with having a having a kid. Still the same. It's how you perceive your kid, regardless whether he has a spectrum or not. Like what my wife said, having a kid makes you more, it changes you. And for me, Tommy is kind of, he melts me every time when he's around. Even when I'm stressed and all that, he's one of my strength or provide me strengths every step of the way. So yeah, yeah, he's like a normal kid for me. And he always bring joys to us. So regardless, I mean, yeah, I guess that's it.
For the next question po, you've spoken about the changes in your life and struggles you had faced. In what significant ways po has the journey of raising your child with autism changed you as a person or deepened your understanding of the world po?
Having a kid is hard enough, but leveling up it one more, or I guess tenfolds with having a spectrum kid, you will definitely learn from, or it will definitely change you because meaning for me, I easily get annoyed with things before, but having Tommy, I guess it changed a lot by giving me more. I always stayed calm more, being having my patience. It trained me to have a lot of patience. Di na ako galitin. I tend to look a different perspective from before. I always, right now, I always try to take a deep breath before I act towards my kid. I don't. I always try to set a good example for him. So it definitely changed me as a person positively, I guess. Back then, I guess just to share, back then, before having a kid, I believe I have this mindset that whenever the time comes I have a kid, I would end up with the disciplinary, being harsh. Like I believe that I would spank or resort to spanking the kid, or being for him to grow tough. But ever since, from the day he was born, my kid, I changed in a snap. I don't want that. I don't want to provide a trauma. That's if that's where I'm coming from, I guess. I don't want to have him traumatized with those kinds of discipline. So it really changed me as a person. So I guess that's it for me. It's more of a being more patient, being more calm with everything, being understanding to the kid, giving more time, provide emotional support. That's me now compared to last, before I had Tommy around. How about you?
And in addition to patience, of course, we have a deep, before kasi, nung students pa kami, so hindi pa siya ganun kakilala, yung condition na yan, hindi pa masyado nakilala, parang we would often tease another kid na, oh, autistic ka, ganyan-ganyan. Yung pag may kakaiba, pag may weird.
They often bullied around schools, and having special schools for the special needs is rare during that time, and it's very expensive.
Very expensive. So, looking back, na yung mga bata na weird nung time namin,
Binubully, no?
nabubully, gano'n. Tapos parang ngayon marirealize namin na, parang may something pala talaga sa kanya. I mean, hindi lang, alam mo yun, hindi lang siya gano'n ka-recognized before. Pero meron ng mga may mga nasa spectrum na during that time na siyempre a lot of the kids don't understand and they get often bullied kasi nga
Even
wala
schools are not prepared for that during.
so parang looking at it now, pag may ma-encounter kang tao na unusual, parang imbes na pagtawanan mo or maasar ka or anything, parang iintindihin mo muna kasi nga hindi mo alam kung ano yung pinagdadaanan ng tao. So, nagiging more understanding ka, you try to look at things differently. Hindi na yung parang i-judge mo agad yung tao.
So yeah, that's how we think now compared before, na pag nakita mong vulnerable yung tao. Ako kasi bully ako when I was in high school. Bully ako. So ngayon medyo nagsisisi na ako ba't ko binully. Kasi ayan, kita mo lumabas sa anak ko rin. So ngayon I have a better understanding of everything when it comes to people that are kids like that. So we are, I guess, if you ever met us and you have a kid, we are that kind of parent that we don't shrug off kids that are makulit, and we ever encountered some kids that are very how do you call this, aside from makulit, yung parang masyadong mapanakit or what. Kasi I believe that papansin lang yung bata kasi because he's a kid, but we try to our best to understand them most of the time. And yeah, we're I guess yun rin, yun yung biggest part sa amin. Naging mas understanding kami sa mga other kids around us aside from our own. Ayun.
Yeah, we try to extend it to others then.
Yeah.
So, it's true na nag-iiba po talaga tayo as a person, and yung perspective natin in life when we get and raise a child.
Yeah.
And lastly, if you could leave a message to the world, to friends, to strangers, and to future parents, what is the single most important thing you'd tell the public about autism?
Siguro I'll start, then you go read that one. I guess my message to the world, and if ever this reaches to everyone with family who has spectrum, under the spectrum kids, spend more time, a lot time to spend with your kids. You need to invest time and provide more patience, love, and all of that. I guess when you grow up, you tend to set aside those things, and you tend to rely more if you have katulong or yaya. You just let them take care of the kids. But I guess that's not enough for your kid to grow a better person, or a better kid, or emotionally. They really need those support, emotionally, spending time and understanding them more, because that's how we avoid them being uh how do you call this, that's how we can avoid the kids being, how do you call this, yung may eh, kaya ka nagkakaroon ng daddy issues and stuff. Nagiging hindi, that's how we avoid them being not confident enough, because that's providing them care, love, and time, understanding, give them the boost of confidence for themselves, and nawawala yung, ano yung other term, jealousy to other people, yung insecurities, yun, it will set them to be a better person once they grow up. So
It starts with your household.
yeah, everything starts with your household and as a parent. So yeah, I guess that's my message to other parents. And how about you?
And if for me, if there's one thing we want people to know about autism, It's that it's not something to be afraid or feel sorry for. Children with autism see and experience the world in their own special way, and that's okay. Especially now, ang daming parents na sobrang in denial. But,
Yeah.
the more the more na iniiwasan mo yung issue. Actually, it's not an issue. Kung ano man yung meron yung kid mo, the more na mas mahirap siya. So, I think, acceptance talaga is key
Mm-hmm.
para para sa bata and para din sa sarili mo. And of course, what they need most is understanding, patience, and acceptance,
Acceptance, yeah.
not judgment or pity. So, paano matatanggap ng anak mo kung ikaw hindi mo matanggap? So, yun, doon tayo magsa-start sa sarili natin. And yun nga, yung sinabi ni Jeff, when you take time to truly see them, nare-realize mo na how much love and joy they can bring into your life.
Also, I guess for them to understand their kids more, they should start first with understanding themselves as a person to provide better love and understanding to their kids. Yeah, I guess that's it.
Okay. So thank you po for your time, honesty, and your strength for sharing this. We are truly grateful for your voice today. And to end this meeting po, ask lang po namin if okay lang po magpa-picture.
Oh, sige, go. Paano ba to?
Now, I want to follow up this story with my own personal experience. As my sister said, she was inspired by her older sister who has autism, and that includes me. I mean, I'm not saying that I have autism, but I'm also inspired, and she's also my sibling. And it really matters to me that I am in this advocacy. So, when I was young, I was angry for the fact that my eldest sister wasn't normal like the rest of us. Like, my brother was talented. He learned everything that he could. He learned about editing, designing, music, and all that. And Ate Keizo was working hard and doing her usual things. And I just complained that our eldest sister wasn't doing this, following this, and yeah, and for thinking like that, I am guilty. Like, I'm stupid, bro. Oh, come on, bro. I wasn't aware. Of course, early on, my parents taught me the reason why and compared stuff like if there's something that affects our physical body, like cancer, there's something that affects our mind. Anyway, to at least try to make up for my mistakes and my dumb thinking, I helped try to spread awareness. Okay, now I didn't know how to spread awareness. So I asked ChatGPT. A petition and public post? Yeah, sure, why not? During the making of this entire advocacy, I understand how there are things in life that are just really unfair. But as long as we understand and care for one another, that's good enough for me. You may have noticed that it wasn't just me who was in this advocacy, but with my friends as well. Meaning, it wasn't just me doing all the work, but with my group to plan this all out. So, thank you everyone, and thank you for watching. Goodbye.